When I come back to China, I need to open the VPN so that I can use YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. This is the reality in China. All the social media you are familiar with are all banned. But as a country has 1.4 billion people, China builds its own entirely different parallel internet. Welcome to Tong's Tong. This is Tong. Today, we are going to dive into China's social media universe. Let's start with the super one, WeChat.
If you're in China, it's basically, you kind of live on WeChat. It does everything. It's sort of like Twitter plus PayPal plus a whole bunch of other things, and all roll into one with actually a great interface. And it's really an excellent app. And we don't have anything like that outside of China.
If you don't have WeChat, you are basically locked out of society. Think of WhatsApp, but it could also do Instagram, PayPal, Google Maps, Google Search, YouTube, Amazon, Audible, Uber, all in one app. That is WeChat. On WeChat, you can chat, video call, voice call, pay for anything, manage your money, post your reels or story to your personal moments feed, watch or publish content on your channels, or stream a live video, listen to music or audiobooks, play games, using the mini programs for all services, order food, buy tickets, shop online, book a taxi, use public services, you name it. There's nothing you can't do on WeChat. Honestly, if you have WeChat, you barely need any other app. And compared to WhatsApp, WeChat is way more powerful, and it comes with tons of fun and creative stickers. Now WeChat is real name based. You need to verify your identity. So it is not fully encrypted like WhatsApp. And because of that, messages on WeChat can actually be used as legal evidence in court. It has around 1.5 billion total users and about 1.3 billion monthly active users. And so far, WeChat has zero real competition in China. But why can't the US have a same super app like WeChat, incorporate all the functions?
My idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat?
From what I understand, it comes down to how the US digital ecosystem works. People in the US are used to having a dozen separate apps, one for taxi, one for banking, one for food delivery, one for news. So if you put everything into a single app, most people would just say, this is too messy, too confusing. Changing that habit is tough. Another big challenge is payments. Most US tech companies are not licensed financial institutions, so integrating a payment system means dealing with tons of regulations, international laws, compliance, and etc. And then the privacy. Culturally, Americans are really sensitive about privacy. So if one app does everything, there's a lot of personal data in one place, which means you are fully transparent in terms of this app. To most Americans, that sounds terrifying, like giving one company too much control. So even if someone could build a super app, it would trigger heavy regulation and public backlash. But in China, none of those problems really exist. Chinese users care more about convenience than privacy. That's why food delivery, e-commerce, mobile payments exploded so fast here. In China, where there is surveillance everywhere, people are already used to living without much privacy. Honestly, I don't feel like there's anything sensitive in my phone anyway. So when apps collect user data in China, most people don't feel violated. They feel like it is convenient. And finally, here is the biggest reason why WeChat was even possible. It's backed by one of the biggest tech giants in the world, Tencent. Tencent is not just a social media company, it's a digital empire. It holds stakes in almost every major Chinese app, e-commerce, food delivery, finance, music, movies, anime, and books. And globally, Tencent has invested in companies across 22 countries. All of these companies, Tencent owns a piece of them. And what's even crazier, Tencent owns or invests in a massive number of top gaming companies. In 2024 alone, it made $33 billion in gaming revenue. Tencent doesn't just dominate gaming in China, it almost dominates global gaming, including games you probably know, League of Legends, Elden Ring, PUBG, Assassin's Creed, Clash of Clans, Don't Starve, Fortnite, and etc. And get this, Tencent's payment division is actually bigger than all of PayPal. WeChat Pay processes over 1 billion transactions per day. That's more than Visa and MasterCard combined. If you are interested, I can make a whole video just about Tencent one day. But anyway, my point is, because WeChat is backed by such a massive digital powerhouse, it had the power, the resources, and the ecosystem to become a true super app. Next up, Douyin, the original Chinese version of TikTok. But TikTok cannot be used in China because of the regulations. Douyin is exclusive to China, and it has over 700 million monthly active users. Its parent company, ByteDance, is one of the very few tech giants that can actually compete with Tencent, a true digital empire of its own. At the beginning, Douyin was just a short video app. Later, a similar platform called Kuaishou emerged, also focused on short videos. Both are driven by algorithm, super addictive, and highly commercialized. Douyin is more popular in big cities, while Kuaishou is dominant in smaller towns and rural areas. In a way, it was Douyin that pushed the live streaming culture to explode in China and even around the world. The live streaming industry in China and internationally actually started around the same time. Back in 2005, live streaming was done through PC, and the main goal was social interaction, growth. Certainly, there were also gaming content. In 2014, with the rise of 4G and smartphones, we entered the era of live streaming for everyone. The content also became much more diverse. Over time, there were thousands of live streaming apps. That level of competition led to an industry reshuffle. Many small platforms shut down. In 2019, e-commerce live streaming exploded. Content became commerce, starting with Taobao Live. But Taobao's format was fairly simple, just selling products. Then Douyin and Kuaishou, with their massive user base and more diverse content, quickly accelerated the commercial live streaming model. Watching a stream was no longer just for fun, it became a new way to shop. Performance became transaction, entertainment became retail, and eventually it started draining our wallet. Now, almost every platform in China has live streaming shopping features. This didn't just reform the business model, it also changed the real estate industry. In China today, there are massive buildings, sometimes tens of thousands of square meters, built entirely as live streaming hubs. They offer ready-to-sell products, fully equipped live stream rooms, cameras, lights, and even training. Developers no longer market real estate as residential apartments, office buildings, or shopping malls. They now package it as a new business model built around the live streaming. One live streaming base can host over 100 multifunctional studios. A top-tier base can generate up to $14 billion in daily transaction volume. In some smaller or mid-sized cities, local governments even organize live streaming events to boost their regional economy. And live streaming got more and more dramatic. While I was gathering materials for this video, I was honestly shocked. The production setups, some are insanely expensive. There was one video I saw that I got completely hooked on.
再次感谢到仙女，谢谢，好看，谢谢，感谢神秘人，谢谢，谢谢，我的神秘人仙女，谢谢。
Anyway, here's another story. Two of China's biggest live streaming influencers used to generate $4 to $5 million in sales in just one day. But the bigger your traffic, the more people watch you, including the government. One got fined 1.3 billion RMB for tax evasion. The other faced a public backlash for sounding arrogant on stream. Now, one disappeared, the other stays low-key. Every wave of new technology brings a shakeup in how we live and work. It always creates a few people who ride the wave and become stars. There's a Chinese saying, when the wind is strong enough, even pigs can fly. Some fly far, some fly high, some crash hard. But all of them are witnesses of the times. Next up, Xiaohongshu, also known as Rednote. Rednote is like Instagram plus Amazon, but with a heavy emphasis on fashion, beauty, luxury, and wellness. It has around 300 million monthly active users. Its user base is mostly young women, and it's a favorite for celebrity marketing. There are a lot of superstars, and the number is still growing fast. If you want to enter the Chinese market, you pretty much need a Xiaohongshu account. At first, it was just a place to share shopping tips for overseas products. People would post what they bought abroad and how to get it cheaper. But over time, it evolved into a recommendation-based lifestyle platform. In China, we call it 种草 culture, focus on personal experiences and real-life sharing.
再来看看我的厨房有哪些实用又有趣的好物吧。
在过去的1年时间里，我一共买了105件好物。
It feels more like a friend casually recommending something they love, and over time, that builds trust and eventually leads to a purchase. So naturally, Rednote turned into a lifestyle platform. It blew up in 2025 outside China when TikTok faced bans in some countries. Lots of non-Chinese jumped over to Rednote. They called themselves
I'm a
TikTok
TikTok
refugee.
refugee, and this is my first time using Chinese platform social media.
I'm a TikTok refugee.
Hi, TikTok refugees.
Hi, another TikTok refugee here.
Suddenly, young people from China and the US were connecting in the most random, wholesome ways. At first, it was funny. Chinese users told foreigners they had to pay cat tax.
So apparently I gotta pay a cat tax. Okay. Is this a...
It's time to pay my cat tax. Tessa, we gotta pay the cat tax for Rednote.
I'm here to pay my cat tax.
Ni hao. Ni hao. Say hi, Bubba. Please follow me now. Thank you. 谢谢.
This is my first cat tax. Hello. Second cat tax. Okay, I pay my cat tax. Please subscribe.
Then, Chinese kids started asking English homework. American people started to ask math and Mandarin questions. And then, they started to share information about two countries' jobs, education, healthcare, and apartment. No politics, just normal people talking kindly. And it reminded everyone that the essence of people nature is always kindness.
I think that this app is better than TikTok. Everybody's so sweet here. I posted some content and quickly realized I couldn't understand what I was saying. When I was translating what they were saying to me using Google Translate, they were like, we have no idea what you're saying, but welcome. We love you. What? I love you!
If I had to choose one platform closest to YouTube in China, it would be Bilibili. It has around 300 million monthly active users. It started with anime, gaming, and tech, but today it has expanded into over 7,000 different topics. People come here mostly for long-form videos, and many of them are here to learn while being entertained. Just like YouTube, creators on Bilibili can earn money through traffic, ad revenue, brand partnerships, virtual goods, nearly the same business model as YouTube. In fact, a lot of Chinese YouTubers also upload to Bilibili, so they can make money from both platforms at the same time. But here is where it's different. 85% of the users are Gen Z, so this is a platform built by young people for young people. Bilibili isn't just a video platform, it's a subculture community, a safe place for nerds, gamers, artists, students, anime lovers, and Gen Z weirdos together. One thing that makes it truly unique is a Chinese internet culture called Danmu. Danmu means bullet comment. Real-time comments that shoot across the video screen as you are watching. It's not just commentary. Sometimes it's jokes, sometimes it's sarcasm, sometimes it's debates, sometimes it's knowledge. It is real-time engagement. It makes watching feel like you are not alone, you are watching together with thousands of people at the same time. What's really interesting is that not everyone can comment or post right away on Bilibili. This is a two-way choice. If you want to comment, you actually have to pass a quiz, a real one. It's called the Community Entrance Exam. The questions cover platform rules, cultural norms, meme history, and a basic knowledge about films, anime, science, and tech. The goal is to filter for people who actually understand the Bilibili culture. Personally, I think this is a great idea. It keeps the community clean, friendly, and focused, not filled with choice, spam accounts, or keyboard warriors. So, Bilibili isn't as popular as Douyin, not as powerful as WeChat, but it has something no other platforms has, the soul. As long as the soul is alive, the platform will not die. So if you want to know what China's highly educated young people are really thinking, just open Bilibili and engage with the Danmu. The next one I have to say is Weibo. It's more like a mix of Twitter plus Facebook plus Reddit plus TMZ. It's more like a public narrative plaza with high user engagement and supports diverse content formats. It's where people go for breaking news the moment it happens, nationwide debates about social issues, celebrity apologies, and scandals. It has over 500 million monthly active users, and you will find journalists, influencers, celebrities, brands, and government accounts all on Weibo. That's why it's often called China's main battleground of public opinion. Unlike platforms like Douyin or Rednote that focus on content and lifestyle, Weibo is about narratives. It's where people go to see what the entire country is talking about. Weibo was once the most popular social media platform in China, but just like how TikTok disrupted Facebook and Twitter in the West, Douyin has gradually eaten into Weibo's influence in China too. There were some fallen giants. QQ, it launched in 1999, long before WeChat even existed. That was still the Windows era, and it also from the giant tech company Tencent. QQ was once the king of messaging in China. Back then, your QQ number was a badge of honor. The fewer digits you had, the earlier you had joined, the more valuable the account. But QQ wasn't just a messaging app, it was also a whole community. We had something called QQ Space. In there, you could post updates, decorate your personal page, or set an alarm for midnight just to sneak into your friend's virtual farm and steal their crops. Where there's a farm, there is also a ranch, a garden, a supermarket, an undersea road, or a restaurant. And of course, you could raise a cute little penguin living right on your desktop. You had to feed it, give it water, and bath it. Otherwise, it would die. Over time, though, new platforms came in and QQ slowly faded from my daily life. But we couldn't fully leave QQ behind because all my early gaming accounts were tied to it. There are also a few other platforms I haven't mentioned yet. Zhihu, it's like Quora meets Reddit. Douban, kind of like China's Rotten Tomatoes but also for books. Boss Zhipin, think of it as China's version of LinkedIn, focused on job hunting but direct chat with boss. Dianping, it's basically China's Yelp, used for reviewers on food, services, and more. Okay, this is a long video. If you love listening to Chinese culture or business or fun facts, leave comment and subscribe.